What's up, people? It's your boy DC1983 Gaming Tech, back again with another video. Anyhow, I hope y'all liking the, I'm taking y'all outside. Since y'all in the house, I'm gonna take you guys outside, Look at how beautiful this is. Look at how beautiful that is. And I sound clear because this beautiful mic right here. Yo, crazy. So anyhow, Nintendo Switch. So the Nintendo Switch has a ton of accessories, and it has the likelihood of not getting a lot of games. According to developers, which I touched on before, there are more developers coming out saying that there's no support at the moment for the Switch. For instance, Rocket League's developer says, fingers crossed, no plans yet, but they're hoping to put that game on the Switch. Now, it doesn't take an engineer or a graphic novelhead to know that the Switch can handle Rocket Leagues. It is not an intensely graphic horse game. You could run an Intel, HD 4000 CPU graphics unit and run that game perfectly fine, even in 60 FPS to 1080p. So it's 720p on the tablet or 1080p on the actual tablet. That's not it can run. It's just up to Nintendo. The more and more I read into this stuff, I feel like Nintendo is fucking up, because the guys from Borderlands, basically, well, Take-Two, I think it is, the guys from Borderlands had a conversation with Nintendo about putting the new Borderlands game on the Switch, but the conversation was cut. And from the way it looked, the developer seems like he was extremely enthused about bringing Borderlands, the new Borderlands, or if I think there's another Borderlands game they're making, to the Switch. And it basically, he seemed extremely excited, and then it got basically cut out. Now, if Nintendo is telling these guys, no, we don't want that at the moment, then Nintendo is messing up for third party. Because if they're telling Borderlands no, you know what I'm saying? Then they're gonna tell, let's just hypothetically say, if BioWare asks to put Mass Effect Andromeda on the Switch, they're probably gonna say no, because it's a deep graphic game with a lot of vulgarness, explosions and stuff like that. I'm wondering if Nintendo's trying to tell the games that seem violent or extremely mature. No. And if that's the case, I don't appreciate what they're doing. Then you also have developer from EA. He came back out and said that right now they're basically in a nutshell, he's testing the waters, because he says that they're enthused about putting games on the Nintendo Switch. They have a third-party support. They have a team or an actual distribution where they can put games on any platform they want. But he also says, we're gonna go where the gamers are. So in general, basically what he's trying to say is, if this shit isn't selling, we're not gonna support it. But the Switch is sold out in a lot of places. Like I showed you guys before, the Switch actually, the pre-orders are sold out in Japan. And then in Canada, the president or the VP of Canada in GameStop says that the Switch has faster and larger pre-orders than even PlayStation 4. Now, take that with a grain of salt. That's Canada. We don't know. But it seems like this thing is taking a large leap. Even Walmart closed down their in-house pre-orders, which they end on the 24th, which I think was a Monday, or 23rd. I'm not sure. 24th. But GameStops are sold out. Best Buys are sold out in this part of the region, North America. Japan is gone. So it looks like the developers, it looks like the Switch is selling out. And I can only hope that Nintendo isn't going to destroy or ruin this. They also just released the game power, the Switch Pro controller on Amazon, and it's sold out in like 4 seconds. GameStop still doesn't have any. Now there should be no fucking shortages on the Pro controller. It is a fucking Pro controller. Shouldn't be that hard to make a Pro controller. You know what I'm saying? There shouldn't be an excuse of why this thing is sold out. It should have tons of them. Tons of them. They're even sold out of the controllers and the charge dock on Amazon. How the fuck is that possible? It is a charge dock. You know, GameStop sold out as well. Best Buy is sold out as well. It's ridiculous how they're basically, right now I feel like Nintendo is trying to pull that fucking Nintendo Classic bullshit, and I don't agree with it. I understand it's a marketing scheme. It's a brilliant one for a business aspects, because if you want something, you don't know how well it's gonna sell, why not have scarce number? The only people I know that they're doing scarce bullshit are us, me, you, and everybody else that's watching. Mom, dad, and everybody else that doesn't read Kotaku or IGN or listen to Kind of Funny Games or Eurogamer or Digital Foundry. They're not gonna fucking know that this thing is being scarce on fucking purpose. Now, I understand what they're doing, but at the same time, don't fucking punish somebody for pre-ordering shit. You know what I'm saying? This pre-ordering shit needs to fucking stop. It's annoying. Resident Evil, the collector's edition, sold out everywhere. People were trying to hunt for that bitch. I remember when they showed the unboxing on IGN before the game came out, like a month before the game came out, they re-put it back on GameStop and it was gone. And then on top of that, doing it only at GameStop is so fucking stupid. It's annoying that you can't pre-order. You have to pre-order something in order to get a chance to get it. That is unfair for all consumers, because mom and dad probably know that Timmy is fucking a beast at Resident Evil, and he's been following it since he was a little kid, and mom wants to buy him the collector's edition because this is the first time they've ever done a collector's edition of anything Resident Evil. You know what I'm saying? And then the same thing on Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Yo, I had to lurk GameStop and BestBuy.com in order to get that shit. That is unrealistic. I have a life, but if I wanted this thing, I had to lurk. I had to have my phone out, hitting refresh every minute. I had to have my laptop out, hitting refresh. And lo and behold, the moment that shit goes up, they didn't even have a photo on it on GameStop. The moment a photo of the actual what it is, if you didn't know what it was gone. I got lucky with that pre-order. Lucky. And then this whole shit about GameStop's cutting people's pre-orders of the Switch because they overestimated what they were gonna do. That's ridiculous, dude. Nintendo, I understand what they're doing, but it's unfair to the consumer. And you know what? I understand pre-ordering hardware is more important than pre-ordering software, but they know that they're over 10, 20 million Zelda fans. You know what I'm saying? They should have did more than this. At least 5 million of the collector's edition, or 2 million of the collector's edition. I know friends, my brother, my sister, they wanted one. I wasn't gonna buy that shit for them. But all I can say is that the thing with the developers is that they need Nintendo, from what I'm reading, they need to not fuck around and fuck this up. Because if you go to my Nintendo news and you read about Borderlands not coming to the Switch, there's a very lengthy conversation of the developer or the director of the studio. He sounded depressed because he actually wanted to put this on the Switch. Because when people heard about Borderlands 2 being on the Vita, before they realized how crappy that shit ran, people were hyped. I could play Borderlands on the go? What? And he saw that. Also, last tidbit of news. So I read a little bit more into this whole dock thing. So the Nintendo Switch, rumored by developers and by NeoGAF, and I'll post it in the link in the description, is saying that Nintendo, and according to Nvidia, they've also leaked this a bit, that Nintendo may in the future release a more powerful dock that basically can make the system 3.6 teraflops of power. If this happens, that is crazy. Here's why. The actual the console itself doesn't need to be changed because you don't need any more power to run the games at 720p. The games at 720p will run perfectly fine on the Switch for a long time. And from what I'm hearing from people, this thing runs super smooth on the tablet. Any game runs super smooth. And from dock to dock, it's buttery quick. But the dock is also patented because think about it, there's a USB port on there where you can basically have your game stored via USB or hard drive from the dock itself. So Nintendo also said that the dock is patented. It's not just a switcher. It's not just like an HDMI cable. It's a switch. It's an actual dock. Obviously, it increased the power of the unit of the games once it's connected. Because right now, once you're connected, it puts your games at 1080p. Now, also you could see from the graphical jump of what do you call it? Damn, what the hell's the name of the game again? I want to take this turn quick. The name of what do you call it? Breath of the Wild versus the Wii U, and then it's 900p, 30 FPS on the dock. So if Nintendo releases this dock and it's more powerful, this is only going to be good for Nintendo for the long run. Now, one last thing before I end this video, back to the developers. Now, wait, how much would that dock cost? And should they have launched it this way? Same thing like the PS4 and the Pro. Not everybody cares about power. It depends on the gamer. Nintendo, if they do this, they're giving you choice like PlayStation. Just like Xbox. You have a choice to get a 360 or you have a choice to get the Scorpio. Now the problem I have with these docks are they're going to be hindered, or these mid-gen, mid-fresh, these games are going to be hindered and being held back by the cheaper counterparts, the weaker counterparts. That's the problem with this mid-fresh new-gen cycle and whatever, refresh. It's stupid. But how much would that dock be? Now, one of the things I will say about these developers is, if this dock thing is true, right? And Breath of the Wild runs on the Switch, obviously. Skyrim runs on the Switch. Now, who's to say, or why can't Titanfall 2 be on the Switch? Now, for everybody that's sitting out there saying, oh, the system is weak, Grand Theft Auto 3 launched on the PlayStation 3. Same open world, same amount of cars, graphics downgrade. Now it's on the Pro. The PS4 and Pro. Nintendo Switch is 3 to 4 times more powerful than the PlayStation 3. That's all I gotta say. Anyways, people, it's your boy DC193. Tell me what y'all think. I'm gonna leave it there with this video. As always, like, subscribe, and comment, and hit that notification bell, people. Peace.